Hey, what's up, you guys? I just wanted to come on here just to share some things with you. This is a subject that I feel is worthy to be talked about, and I remember doing some research online and checking out some videos on this subject, and I really feel that this subject is worthy to be talked about. And just thinking about where we are in today's music industry, especially as it pertains to our music, black music, and questions about whether R&B is dead or not. I don't think R&B is dead. I think R&B has been placed on the back shelf, in in favor of pop and trap music. And so that's pretty much all we hear is just pop and trap music. And R&B has been pretty much placed on the back shelf, and it shouldn't be this way. And so I really feel that in today's music industry, as it pertains to, what it is that's going on, and the stuff that's being played on the radio and streaming and everything. And I really believe that there should be a resurgence of musical diversity in this day and time, you know. And so back in the 90s, back in the 80s, back in the 70s, music was very diverse. And so we need that kind of musical diversity in this day and time here in the 21st century. And so what we're basically hearing is just pop and trap music dominating everything. And so this really needs to change. And so, all we're hearing is basically, pop artists, and the lyrical content talking about, everything being all sunny and everything and how, life is good, life is great and everything, life is perfect and all that. And with trap music, with lyrical content, surrounding, violence and how many guns you have, being a thug and everything, being hard and all that stuff, how many girls you got, how much sex you can get and all that stuff, just very sexually explicit and very violent. And that is a concern to me. I'm really concerned about that. And so I really feel that in this day and time that there needs to be a resurgence of different styles of music, especially in black music, you know. And so I really believe that when it comes to music, when it comes to music with a message, music that can uplift and inspire, and music that talks about, love and relationships and the ups and downs of relationships and everything, and lyrics that surround, things that are going on in the community and society and what we can do to make things better in society. And, we need more songs like that. We need more music. We need more lyrical content like that in this day and time because there's so much happening and there's so much to write about, And for me, as a musician, as a songwriter myself, I know that there is so much more to talk about because there's a lot happening these days. And so with music today, with everything being centered around how many guns you have, how much bling you have, and everything, how many girls you got, and all this other petty stuff and everything that has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in this day and time as it pertains to everything that's going on politically, everything that's going on in society, everything that's going on in our communities. And so we really need music that will touch on these different issues and what we can do to make things better, to make the world a better place for the next generation, and generations to come. And so I truly believe that the need for musical diversity is needed right now. And so we truly need it more than ever, you know. And so even as it pertains to, R&B music, surrounded by, love and relationships and everything, that's pretty much what R&B music is centered around, as it pertains to the lyrical content of it, love and relationships, the ups and downs of it, dealing with heartbreak, overcoming heartbreak, and moving on with your life and everything, and talking about the ups and downs of relationships and how we can make it through together and everything. And so, you know, R&B music, is one of my favorite genres of music, and even from an instrumental perspective, just the soulful quality of it, um, the smoothness of it, and as far as the singing is concerned, the vocals and everything, how the vocals are very soulful and the harmonies are smooth as silk and everything. The instrumentation is so smooth, with its jazzy chord progressions and everything. It's slick bass line and soft grooves and everything, and the occasional saxophone solos. Of course, saxophones were pretty big in the early 90s when it came to R&B songs, and even in the 80s as well, the saxophone was pretty big, And so whenever there's a moment for the saxophone to express, itself, it's right there. And so R&B music is one of the most beautiful genres of music, and it's just beautiful, just hearing, these amazing, R&B groups back in the day like Jodeci, SWV, Tony Tone, and Vogue, and the list just goes on and on. Escape, um, and R&B artists back in the day like Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, um, the list just goes on and on. Brandy, Monica, and so many, so many. And even back in the 80s, with artists like, of course, the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is very eclectic singer, very eclectic artist. And Whitney Houston, of course, is very eclectic as well. And so R&B is definitely in her category. And at the same time, groups from back in the 80s like the Stylistics, um, and other artists, like Teddy Pendergrass and all that, Al Green, and the list just goes on and on. Even in the 70s with Stevie Wonder, um, and other R&B groups and everything back in the day. And so R&B music is just a beautiful genre of music. And for us as African Americans, as black people, we have contributed so much in the music industry, you know, as far as, blues, gospel, jazz, R&B, soul, rock, funk, disco, hip hop, New Jack Swing. We have contributed so much to the music industry. And so there needs to be a resurgence of all these different genres of music that we created, our people created. And so, and even people of other ethnicities love these styles of music that we created and are influenced by it and inspired by it. And so it's amazing how these different styles of music that our people created had made such an appeal to so many people, so many people from so many different walks of life all over the world, and it's a beautiful thing. And we need to keep that going, especially for the next generation. And so I really feel for this, generation who is only listening to pop and trap and, the lyrical content surrounding these genres of music, are just absolutely appalling, and it's giving young people a very shallow point of view of life and a very artificial point of view of life. And so I feel that young people, young kids need to learn different styles of music, and the parents should introduce their kids to different styles of music. So that way they can have an appreciation for all these different styles and a respect and a love for these different styles of music. So that way we can continue to keep this going. The next generation can continue to keep this tradition going and keep it going for as long as the axles of this earth is spinning. And so I truly believe the need for musical diversity is so needed right now in today's day and time here in the 21st century. And so we truly need that. And also, even as it pertains to our music, as it pertains to, the label execs who are in the positions of power, I really feel that we need more black label executives in today's music industry because today's industry is pretty much run by white label executives who really don't know anything about music or care about music, good music, and are constantly, pushing this facade of what people perceive us as black people to be, the whole ghetto stereotype and everything, the whole thug stereotype and everything, the whole aggressive sexuality and everything. And so all this really needs to change, because that's not who we are. And so this stereotypical image of us really needs to change. And so the only way for that to happen is if we can get black executives in the positions of power in the music industry, more black label executives, people who really love music. And for us, our people, we love music because we created all these different styles of music. And so I truly believe that we need more black label executives in the positions of power, to really, bring more musical diversity, back into the forefront, and keep this thing going for generations and ultimately decades to come, you know, because there's so much more to who we are, musically. And, for us, our people, I have to say, for us, in the African American community, we got some of the greatest musicians, greatest singers, greatest songwriters, greatest creatives in our community as a people, you know, and it's just beautiful. And so I really feel that we need more musical diversity in this day and time here in the 21st century. And also, even with everything that's going on in today's music industry and the label executives that we have and everything, and wondering why we only see light skinned artists like Beyonce, Drake, Rihanna, Nicki, um, why we only see light skinned artists. There are black artists out there, but mostly the ones who are in the forefront are pretty much light skinned artists. And so I really feel that there needs to be more diversity as it pertains to our ethnicity, as it pertains to our people. And so we all come in all different shades of brown. And I personally feel that there is a bit of racism geared towards black artists, because we're seeing light skinned artists like Drake, Rihanna, Nicki, and Beyonce. We're seeing them at the forefront, but there are many other artists, who are phenomenally gifted and talented, incredible singers, incredible musicians who are phenomenally gifted and talented that need a chance to shine. And so for us as black people, as black creatives, all of us come in different shades of brown and we're all beautiful. We are all created in the image and likeness of God, and we are all beautiful in His eyes. And so it needs to be made known that black is beautiful. And so we all come in all different shades of brown and should never equate talent with skin tone. And so what today's industry is doing, what today's music industry is doing is trying to equate skin tone with talent. And it shouldn't be this way because we all come in different shades of brown and we all have something to offer. And so can't dismiss those who don't have a light complexion because we're all beautiful. God has created each and every one of us in His image and His likeness, and we're all beautiful. We're all unique. And so that that is something that really needs to change. I want to see more diversity as it pertains to our people in the music industry. And so there are plenty of phenomenal black artists who are who need more recognition, who need more attention, in my honest opinion. Artists like Jennifer Hudson, artists like Layla Hathaway, um, Jill Scott, and the list just goes on and on. Janelle Monae, all of them. And so there is quite a number of artists who still need more recognition and attention. And these artists are pretty big, but I believe that they can be bigger. I believe that they deserve much more. And so I truly believe that they deserve more recognition. As much as people recognize Beyonce and Drake and all these others, people need to recognize more artists that are just as talented, just as phenomenal. And in gospel music, there is more, you know, and in gospel music, there's a plethora of great singers in the gospel music genre, and they're all being represented. And so that's a beautiful thing, in gospel music, because gospel singers, you know, are come in all different shades of brown, and they're all amazing, anointed, and beautiful. And so we need that kind of thing in mainstream music, and we need that kind of ethnic, you know, diversity, as it pertains to our people, and even as it pertains to, people of other ethnicities. We got white R&B artists that are just as great, you know. We got Hispanic R&B artists who are just as great and everything. And so we got people of so many different ethnicities who are inspired by these different styles of music that our people created and want to do it. And, you know, there needs to be more ethnic diversity as well as musical diversity in the music industry. And so I truly believe we need more diversity in the positions of power as far as labels, as far as executives are concerned and everything, so that these different styles of music can be brought to the forefront and reclaim its place on the throne, you know, and to keep this thing going for generations to come. And so that's how I feel, you know. And so the need for musical diversity is now, you know. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. You know, I just wanted to share, you know, what was on my heart because I truly believe in this thing, you know. And for me as a musician, I believe in the power of music. You know, I believe that music has the power to touch and change lives. You know, I believe that music has the power to uplift and inspire, you know. And I just want things to be better. I just want things to change for the better in the music industry so that this thing can continue to live on for generations to come. As long as the axis of the earth is spinning, I want this thing to continue for generations and ultimately decades to come. And so that's what it is. And so I hope you guys got something out of it. Be sure to like, subscribe. I got some more good stuff coming. And so you guys stay tuned. You guys take care and be blessed. Peace.